Titan belt squat rack attached version by the Squat Max MD. Let me start by saying I really like Brian Hennessy's stuff. I think his equipment's great. This is not what I feel like is a good representation of his equipment. But the number one thing about the rack attached version, if you come on over here and you take a look, you see these X's were supposed to be lined right with the perpendicular posts. We're not. As you can clearly see as I go that, we're pretty offset. Now the problem with that is that you can't safely load 45s on it. If you take a look from the top, you see how little clearance I have with that 45. So any little mistake by the lifter and you're gonna be clipping the edge of that, and it's not feasible. We're not bisecting the center of that plate, we're offset. Now, what Titan is telling me is that it's just intended for 25-pound plates. So as I do the 25s, everything else works as intended. I like the belt. I can get my squat stance, I can unrack, I can get reasonable depth. If I've got really good depth, I am gonna bottom out. I'm about 6'2", and I've got good squat depth, and I'm bottoming out right now. But for the majority of people, it's gonna be just fine. And I'm training a decent range of motion. So with the limitation that you can only use this piece of equipment with 25s, meaning that elite lifters are gonna have to stack this with all the 25s in the gym that we have up to here. That's a big limitation. I'm pretty disappointed overall in Titan in their response or lack of response to a manufacturing error here. So I'm gonna advise, do not buy this piece of equipment.